What's going on, everybody? Lawson Turner back with another episode of the Cover 2 podcast. We're going to be going over last night's NBA action, so let's get straight into it. The first game, Heat Celtics. I was gobsmacked by the result of this game. Not only the fact that the Heat won, but the fact that they won by double digits in Boston. I mean, it took a franchise record 23 made threes for this to happen. I was kind of sitting there like everybody else outside of, Heat fans, because we all know that Boston's most likely at 99.9% gonna win this series, right? The Heat just don't have the horses, and even with Jimmy, I don't know if they'd have the horses. But this Boston team, they love to huck threes. That's what they do. They like to huck threes. They like to live by the three and dive by the three. But let's dive into the box score and some key players of this game. We saw Tyler Hero play sensational in game two. In game one, he was piss poor, way below average, but he showed me that, okay, even when I need to carry the bulk of the load playmaking wise, he didn't have to carry the bulk of the load scoring wise due to key contributions from, your other co-stars like Bam, and we saw Caleb Martin step up and make 5 out of the 6 threes he took. But to stay on Tyler Hero, 14 assists, outstanding. I thought he played an outstanding game. We saw Bam chip in 21 points, 10 rebounds. That's all we're asking for from Bam. We're not asking for, 30 and 15. We're just asking for, can you give us 20 and 10, and we're going to have a puncher's chance. Nikola Jovic. This rookie has been, he's been straight. Like, this game, it was more of, I mentioned earlier when talking about this series, it's like, what more can you do? If you're not scoring, what else can you provide to be an impact player in this game or in any game or even in a series? And we saw him 11 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. He was fantastic. And to hold this Boston team to 101 with no Jimmy, I was once again I tip my cap to Eric Spoelstra and this coaching staff and all the players. This team is a baby version of the Knicks team. A lot of heart, a lot of character, a lot of just hustle, 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 hustle. Now to transition into the Boston Celtics side of everything, we saw Jaylen Brown, outstanding game, 33 points, 8 rebounds. He was fantastic, especially in the second quarter. Second and third quarter, fantastic, but it just wasn't enough due to the Heat hitting. Well, like I said, a franchise record 23 threes in a playoff game. And if you can tell me that the Heat are gonna hit 23 threes every game, shit, maybe the Heat might pull this thing off. But Jason Tatum, 28 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. This game's on your stars. Brown dropped 30, Tatum 28, and you still lost by 10 by double digits. Now, these next two players, they're good players. They had off nights. Jrue Holiday, 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, and a block. Shot 4 of 12 from the floor. That's awful. If Drew's taking, the 12, 13 shots that he, can get off, we like to see him, at shoot over 33%. We saw Kristaps Porzingis, come a little bit down to earth. Below earth actually, because he played a bad offensive game. 6 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Still good, showed length, rangy, active hands on defense, but was 1 of 9 from the floor and 0 for 4 from 3. Now, what do I expect to see going forward? I don't expect to see Boston's game plan change. All year long, they've lived by the 3, they've died by the 3. I think that they've taken advantage of the Eastern Conference being weaker in a sense due to, Joel missed a lot of games, and the bottom of the East is awful. And this game, to me, I knew Spoelstra could get a game, but a double-digit win at Boston, I think this goes now at least 6. Do I think Boston's going to win the next 3 games? No. I think they'll split in Miami, and then they'll, flex their star power and their muscles next game, and then we'll go from there. Now, to transition into the late night game, the Thunder took care of home court. They took care of business. They won 124-92 over the New Orleans Pelicans. They lead the best of 7 series, 2 games to none. Like I said, they defend home court going to New Orleans. We saw SGA super clutch in game 1. This game, 33 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. He is one of the best in the league at stealing the basketball. And he's one of the best mid-range shooters. And we saw Shea just take over, absolutely take over in this game. And we saw a player I'm going to get to in a minute, Jonas Valanciunas, are like in the first quarter. Jonas Valanciunas was all that New Orleans appeared to have. He scored the first 11 for the Pels, and that was 11 of his 19 points. But let's stay with the Thunder. Chet Holmgren, another fantastic game. 26 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, which, for a big and for the ball handlers they don't need that. And he also chipped in 2 blocks, which is, we love seeing that from 7-footers who are good, rim protectors. Jalen Williams, outstanding game. 21 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists. Great. Great. Was good on both ends. He drew a charge. He drew an offensive foul in the third quarter when the Thunder were kind of going on their run, and as he laid on the floor, he was just screaming and hype, and you could see the crowd get into it. And Jalen Williams' hype. We love seeing, these young stars grow in front of our eyes. Now to transition into the Pelicans, I thought they played a good game considering until late. Jonas Valanciunas scored, like I said, he scored the first 11 for the Pelicans and 19 overall for the game. Also chipped in 7 rebounds, which when you're going against a player like Chet, you have to use, your body, your girth, your weight, throw it into him. And he was early. But the Thunder through the first half couldn't keep New Orleans off the glass. Now they made some adjustments at halftime in which that helped in the second half and allowed them to end up winning by 32 points. Now, Brandon Ingram, I'm going to make a statement. Now, Brandon Ingram's going to get going because he's not going to get going. He started to get going in this game, working close to the basket, mid-range shot, things of that nature, and it was going down. He scored 18 points, also had 4 rebounds, 3 assists. So, they're not asking him to do too much of the playmaker-ish role, but they might need to put the ball in his hands more. CJ McCollum, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. We want to see CJ, like I said, CJ over the past month and a half was on fire, and then he came back down to earth. So we need him to, arise back into what he was for the past month in Game 3, or this series could end in a sweep or at the most 5. Herb Jones, really nice game from a key 3-and-D guy. 18 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, but, it's about what can you do for me? And he was good on both ends, but it just wasn't enough. I love how I say good on both ends, and one team won by 32 points. I thought that if Zion was healthy, this series could have been nuts. Could have been long and nuts. But that's all I have for you guys today. We're going to be going live tweeting the NFL draft at thecover2pod26 on Twitter, and we're going to be also, discussing these playoff games. So be sure to follow us there. Link's going to be in the description. And as for the games tonight, Lakers Nuggets game 3. That's late night game on TNT at 10. We also have the Cavs Magic at 7 on NBA TV, and the Knicks Sixers game 3 on TNT at 7:30, which we will be going over after the game, and we will be posting that tomorrow, along with our draft review recap, whatever you want to call it. Well, that's all I have for you guys. My name is Lawson Turner for the Cover 2 podcast, and I will talk to you guys later. Peace.